Hi guys, I'm Shmee and welcome back to another video where you join me today to take a look at what I think is one of the best looking and definitely one of the best sounding cars that money can buy. Today I'm going to be going out for a first drive in the new 2018 Maserati GranCabrio Sport. Now I've been here at Verano Test Track as part of Master Maserati the driving courses, but before I leave I had to take this thing out for a drive to see what it's like. Let's start as usual with a walk around the car before going for a first drive and then a little bit more of a detailed look at it afterwards. But is it not absolutely gorgeous? The 4-seat open top convertible, perfect for grand touring. Here you've got a 4.7 litre naturally aspirated V8, makes 460 horsepower, 520 Newton meters, but it's combined with one of the best sounding exhausts and engine noises that you will ever hear. And this particular car is finished in a beautiful colour. It's called Blue Assoluto and it's finished with Bianco Pregiato on the interior, which makes a lovely contrast. The dark blue with the very light coloured interior, just perfect for touring in the sunset at the end of a good day. Just like today, there's low sun as you can see, but coming around here, it's been refreshed. We know the Gran Turismo and the GranCabrio, they've been around for quite a while now, but that is what this is. It's old school enjoyment and luxury combined with a bit of sporty driving and a character that's just about having a good time. So walking around, one detail about this that I really like. Come and have a look at the MC design wheels on this car. What do you notice? The trident shape, the Maserati logo, they incorporate that into the design on the 20-inch wheels. I think that's a really cool touch. The blue calipers as well on this car, looking very nice, and just traditional design elements that we know from the Maseratis, like the triple parts there that you can see, and the Pininfarina badge. Did you know these, the Gran Turismo and GranCabrio, are the only Pininfarina cars, Pininfarina design cars, still in full production because they no longer work with Ferraris. So Gran Turismo, GranCabrio, from that very, very elegant design house. And if we come around to the front, the grille is a little bit narrower but wider, slightly sportier than before. This car has the carbon fibre pack, which means front splitter on the exterior. In the interior is carbon fibre everywhere. It's glorious. Around the steering wheel, the carbon fibre seat backs, just lovely, lovely, lovely place. Carbon lip spoiler as well at the rear. And I mean, I don't actually think prior to today I'd necessarily shot a video at all with GranCabrio or Gran Turismo, but let me just come through into the car. Obviously it's a soft top convertible roof that will close up overhead. That's quite nice actually, the door handle. So there's a little digital button, electronic button I should say, sorry, on the back. Just needs a tiny little press and it releases rather than traditional door handle. So I like that, nice little feel as you step in. MC Sportline, top trim level. This car is a lovely, lovely spec. In here, you're greeted with, well, new entertainment system. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. That's all new for the car. Auto gearbox. The key, I should find. That's in my pocket right now. Still has old school style key. Pop it out, put it in, start it. But listen to this. That's the kind of noise we like. And then if I pop it into sport mode. It sounds so good. That's especially the way it's echoing around where I am right now in the paddock at the circuit. I'm looking forward to driving it, and I mean, just a quick glimpse around what else we've got in front of us. Steering wheel, nice carbon topped with the 12 o'clock marking as well, which is quite cool. So the car is very much one for cruising. Imagine driving the French Riviera in this thing, and for just generally being out and about with it. I think it's just stylish, isn't it? It just looks cool and there's a certain class and elegance to it. But let's head on out, experience it on the road and see what the new GranCabrio Sport is like. Okay, into gear. Now we've got an electric handbrake, but we can release that. We'll start off in drive, still in sport mode from those little cheeky blips just now. But this is the perfect time of day in Italy, in a beautiful place like this, to be driving in a car like this as we head out past both Greg B's and Power Slide lovers, F12 TDFs there. But you just get started with a sense of style, a sense of something that perhaps modern cars don't necessarily have anymore. They change a bit, and I think there's a charm something that's got a little bit of history to it. And this car, the Gran Turismos and GranCabrios, are actually built in the very same factory, the very same building near Modena, where the 1957 3500 GT was actually built as well. So there's some true history and a storyline there, which just makes it a little bit more special. Anyway, heading on out, rode over that speed bump very gently. You got a little bit of the grumble of that engine, you can hear it in the background. It's ready to pounce and make some noise, but this time of day with the top down in weather like this is true automotive dreamland. Now, because it might get windy, I'm going to pop all 4 windows up before we head out properly into the countryside roads. Could put the roof up, but that would be rather inappropriate in this kind of weather, wouldn't it? And just head out onto this road, which, well, we're starting off with twists and hairpins. That's not a bad way to get moving. I'm going to slide it over to manual because I want to just hold the revs. It goes up to 7,500 RPM from the V8, and it's got such a deep, deep grumble to it. This is a cool little bit of road. Oh, just listen to that. It's heavenly. What a way to end the day. Oh, over some bumps, but it rode them pretty well. Rode those nasty bumps really quite nicely. This is properly shaking up the car, and you know, one of the problems with a car like this is normally the rigidity side of things, because it's such a long car with back seats, the only strengthening down the side is through the doors. That noise on the rocks. Oh my goodness. Just holding in second gear at about 4,000 RPM, and it's just making this crazy, crazy sound. Now, this is very much reminiscent of Italian roads in general, this with lots and lots of bumps, but I mean, what's the 0 to 60 in here? I don't even really know. 4 and something probably, maybe 5. Does it matter? Is that what this car's about at all? I don't think so. I think it's about putting cars in the environment for which they're made, and this is, let's just go for a cruise kind of style. This is, you know, I've got style, I know what I'm doing. Well, not necessarily me, some of you probably would beg to differ, but that's what this car is about. Just the sound. Oh man. Now I think there are 1 or 2 things that I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. I think it needs a little bit of an update. I mean, it's had an update along the way. It started life with the semi-auto gearbox, which was not the best. It's now got a normal auto. Some of the interior, which has been updated, still isn't quite the best. There are still bits that are, I think, lacking slightly and could do with being a touch more refined when it comes to the buttons you press. We'll talk more about that when we have a proper look at the interior. Yeah, 1 or 2 other little things, like you can feel a little bit of flex when you push on, but it's the sound. Better case of right car in the right place at the right time than the Maserati GranCabrio on an Italian evening with the sun out, the noise of the engine, the roof down, just pure heaven. Listen to it, just listen to the noise that thing makes. This is, oh, this is glorious. As the roads get twistier, the corners get tighter. It might not be the most agile car in the world, but the steering is actually quite sporty. You don't have to turn it as far lock to lock, up over a bump, as you might expect that you need to. I guess it's not exactly the lightest car in the world either, but then it all just comes back to the noise, and nothing matters. And I'm back, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but right car, right place makes for a proper driving experience, and that is what I have just done, taking this car out and these kind of roads in Italy to drive and enjoy. Now, like I said, it might not be the most modern, and if you take a look at the steering wheel, some of the buttons could perhaps be, you know, updated further, the volume and next track, last track, for example. And I'm not the biggest fan in the world of this climate control area, but they've incorporated a touchscreen, slightly better, even though again it's not necessarily the fastest. Actually, it seems to be working pretty decently, and you've got some controls and settings and things. We're all in Italian here. Oh, I don't know what I've done. Stop playing, stop playing. Generally, gear stick, you've got your settings here for various bits and pieces. Traction, sport mode, your toggle for volume, And for scrolling through the menu around the outside of it, I like how they've integrated that and back and menu, so that's quite neat. Then cup holders, we've got some armrest storage, USB, SD card, aux socket in there, close that back down. Everything else is more or less as you'd expect, you know, your light controls along with a whole series of other controls. Mirror controls are down here on the door, electric seats, and like I said, can you see that? This is a really high spec car with a proper good sound, but let us just kick it off for the moment. I think that's the handbrake noise in some form. Actually, I can tell a lie. I'm going to turn it back on because I wanted to close the roof. I think that needs to be demonstrated quickly. For that, we have these buttons right here, so we will press this one, which is to close the roof in operation. If I spin the camera around, you can see the rear deck has opened up and the fabric roof is folding out and over, and it'll obviously do its thing, come down in place. This is one of the hardest things about convertibles, is making them actually look decent when the roof is up and on. There we go. And then let's just close all the windows, just to make it so we can see what it looks like closed up. There we go. So we are stopped, handbrake on, in park, off, take the key and jump on out to take a last walk around the outside with the roof up. You can see the GranCabrio. I like that in the headlights. I've always liked that, the way it's got the Maserati text written in there, and the big trident in the front grille. So yes, there may be some foibles, but couldn't really have done much better today, surrounded by Maseratis and the passion for the brand here at Master Maserati today. We've got some classic cars in the garages behind. But yes, the GranCabrio Sport. I've had a first drive, got to experience that the number one thing is the engine sound about this car. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, thank you very much to Maserati for the opportunity to drive the video. I hope you drive the car for the video. I hope you've enjoyed the video, but that is it for now. I will catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.